If you thought our last episode was terrifying, just wait until you hear about the next 5 haunted objects. From a mirror that traps souls to a chair that kills, these are the 5 most haunted objects in the world. But before we begin, be warned. Strange things happen when people learn about these objects. Lights flicker, shadows move, and sometimes people watching feel something watching them back. Are you brave enough to continue? Number 5 on our list is the Myrtles Plantation Mirror, which refers to a specific antique mirror located at the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, which is widely believed to be haunted, with many visitors claiming to see ghostly figures, particularly the spirits of the Woodruff family within its reflection, often appearing as handprints on the glass. This mirror is considered by some to be a portal for spirits due to the numerous paranormal experiences reported associated with it. The story claims that the mirror holds the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and her children who were tragically poisoned, and their ghostly images can be seen reflected within the glass. One of the most prominent features reported is the appearance of mysterious handprints on the mirror's surface, even after cleaning. Visitors to the plantation frequently report seeing apparitions in the mirror, experiencing strange sensations, and hearing unexplained sounds when near it. Is it a trick of the light? An overactive imagination? Could it all be one big hoax? Or is there really some otherworldly presence roaming the corridors and mirrors of the Myrtles? The evidence is compelling, but the most important question remains: what do you believe? Painted by Bill Stoneham in 1972, the painting, The Hands Resist Him, is about a young boy and female doll standing in front of a glass-paneled door against which many hands are pressed. According to the artist, the boy is based on the photograph of himself at age 5. The doorway is a representation of the dividing line between the walking world and the world of fantasy and impossibilities, while the doll is a guide that will escort the boy through it. The titular hands represent alternative lives or possibilities during the early 1970s. The painting was first displayed at the Feingarten Gallery in Beverly Hills, California, in a large gallery show, and by the end of the evening, it was purchased by John Marley, a celebrity best known for his portrayal of Jack Woltz in the movie The Godfather. Over the next few years, not only did John Marley, the owner of the painting, die, but so did Henry Seldis, an art critic that criticized the painting, and Charles Feingarten, the gallery owner. After the death of Marley, the painting was listed on eBay in February 2000 with the title, "Haunted Painting," caused a sensation. In mere hours, the painting's story and link were shared all over the internet. The eBay listing racked up more than 30,000 views before its sale. The California couple who owned the listing claimed that they had found the painting abandoned behind an old brewery turned art space. Though Marley had supposedly sold the painting prior to his death, no one could explain how it had gotten there, not even Stoneham. According to the couple's ad, the painting was cursed. They claimed the figures in the painting moved during the night and, on occasion, left the painting and entered the room in which it was hanging. Part of the ad read, "When we received this painting, we thought it was really good art. At the time, we wondered a little why a seemingly perfectly fine painting would be discarded like that. Today we don't." One morning, our 4.5-year-old daughter claimed that the children in the picture were fighting and coming into the room during the night. The couple set up a motion-sensing camera in the room with the painting for 3 nights and claimed they had captured the boy leaving the frame and entering the room, fleeing the girl doll in terror. The ad included a disclaimer which would absolve the seller from any and all liability if the painting was purchased. Bidding started at $199, and after 30 bids, finally sold for $1,025 to Perception Gallery in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The gallery contacted Bill Stoneham and relayed the story of its eBay auction. Stoneham was surprised at the accounts and interpretations of the images in the painting. He further confirmed that the girl doll was holding a dry cell battery and exposed wires, and not a gun. Even today, people who simply look at an image of this painting report dizziness, nausea, and nightmares. So, how are you feeling right now? Belcourt Castle was built in 1894 by Oliver Hazard Perry Belmont, a wealthy socialite with a deep fascination for European history, medieval artifacts, and the supernatural. The castle, inspired by French Gothic and Renaissance architecture, became a treasure trove of historic relics. Over the years, the estate housed priceless antiques, including a full suit of medieval armor, one that would become infamous for its ghostly screams. But unlike the castle's elegant chandeliers and golden halls, this particular suit of armor carries a dark past soaked in blood. The armor is believed to be from the 15th or 16th century, originating from Europe. Some historians claim it once belonged to a brutal knight, a warrior who met a violent and gruesome end. Legends say the knight was killed in battle, but not before screaming in agony as he took his final breath inside the suit. The armor was passed down through generations, each new owner reporting strange occurrences, until it arrived at Belcourt Castle. Was his soul trapped within the steel? Or did something demonic take over the empty shell? Visitors, staff, and paranormal investigators have all reported strange and terrifying encounters near the suit of armor. The most horrifying claim? The armor lets out a chilling scream, usually at night. Some say the visor moves slightly, as if something inside is watching them. Others report feeling an ice-cold presence, followed by the overwhelming sensation of dread and despair. EVP recordings have captured unexplained whispers and heavy breathing near the armor. Could this be the spirit of the knight reliving his final moments? Or is there something far more sinister lurking inside? Many who have visited Belcourt Castle have had terrifying personal experiences. A security guard once reported hearing the armor's heavy breathing, only to find it completely empty. A psychic who visited the castle refused to enter the room, claiming she felt an unbearable energy. A tourist taking a photo near the armor claimed to see a pair of red eyes reflecting in the visor, though no one else was there. Could these be hallucinations caused by fear? Or is there something watching from within? There are several chilling theories about what haunts the suit of armor. First, residual haunting. The knight's dying screams were absorbed into the armor, replaying like an echo from the past. Second, possession. A vengeful spirit has taken residence inside, trapped within the steel for eternity. And third, a demonic entity. Some believe that the armor acts as a vessel for something dark and malevolent, feeding on fear. Belcourt Castle's haunted armor remains one of the most mysterious relics in paranormal history. The castle no longer allows investigations, leaving many questions unanswered. But one thing is certain: those who have stood in front of the armor say they can feel it watching. Would you dare stand face to face with this cursed armor? Tell us in the comments. Imagine a simple wooden chair. It looks ordinary. Nothing special, nothing sinister. But what if I told you that this very chair has claimed the lives of everyone who dared to sit on it? A piece of furniture so cursed that even museums refuse to let anyone near it. A chair with a trail of death spanning over 300 years. This is the terrifying legend of the Busby Stoop Chair, also known as the Chair of Death. And trust me, you'll want to stand up for this one. Our story begins in 1702 in Thirsk, England, where a man named Thomas Busby was a drunken, violent criminal. Busby had a reputation for being cruel and unpredictable, often found in a drunken rage inside his favorite tavern. But one day, his dark temper turned deadly. He murdered his own father-in-law, Daniel Audie, over an argument. The reason for the murder? Auntie sat in Busby's favorite chair without permission. Busby, blinded by fury, strangled him to death, then hid the body nearby. Soon after, he was caught, arrested, and sentenced to death. But before his execution, he made one chilling final request: On the day of his execution, Busby was allowed one last drink at his favorite tavern. He sat in his beloved chair, muttering dark words under his breath. Before leaving for the gallows, he screamed a terrifying curse. "May sudden death come to anyone who dares sit in my chair." Moments later, he was hanged near the tavern, which was later renamed the Busby Stoop Inn. But his curse didn't die with him. From that day forward, anyone who sat in the chair met a tragic and mysterious end. For centuries, dozens of people who sat in Busby's chair died soon after. Some of the most chilling cases include a builder who sat in the chair for fun, died in a car crash the very same day. A group of airmen from World War II dared each other to sit in it. None of them survived the war. A delivery man jokingly sat in the chair. Hours later, he lost control of his truck and crashed to his death. A brave house cleaner accidentally bumped into it. Weeks later, she collapsed and never woke up. Would this be mere coincidence? Or was Busby's curse very, very real? After too many deaths, the owners of the Busby Stoop Inn decided the chair was too dangerous. It was donated to a museum where it is now hung high on a wall, completely out of reach. No one is allowed to sit in it again. But even now, visitors claim they feel a strange energy when standing near it. Has the curse been contained? Or is it just waiting for its next victim? The Busby Stoop Chair remains one of the most infamous cursed objects in history. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, the death toll speaks for itself. And one final question remains. Would you dare sit in Busby's chair? Or would you take the curse seriously? Let us know in the comments below. If you love haunted history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. More terrifying stories coming soon. Stay tuned. Our story begins in 1904 in Key West, Florida. A little boy named Robert Eugene Otto, or Gene, was given a handmade doll by a Bahamian servant who practiced voodoo. The doll, dressed in a sailor suit, stood over 3 feet tall and had lifeless black eyes that seemed to stare right through you. Gene adored his doll, naming it Robert after himself. But almost immediately, strange things began happening. Gene's parents would hear their son talking to the doll late at night, and the doll responding in a deep, chilling voice. Furniture moved on its own. Giggles echoed through empty hallways. Household objects disappeared, only to be found later, torn apart. When Gene misbehaved and was asked why, he would whisper, "Robert did it." As Gene grew older, Robert's presence became even darker. Neighbors saw the doll move from window to window when no one was home. Guests swore they heard footsteps and laughter coming from the doll's room. Gene's parents often woke up to the sound of their son screaming, only to find Robert sitting at the edge of his bed, watching. Even as Gene became an adult, he never got rid of Robert. When he inherited the family mansion, he kept Robert in a special room, surrounded by furniture, as if the doll were the true master of the house. His wife begged him to get rid of it, but Gene refused, saying, "Robert needs his own space." But after Gene's mysterious death in 1974, the doll was locked away. And that's when things got even worse. Robert was donated to the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, where he remains today. But even inside his locked glass case, he still haunts those who cross him. Visitors report cameras malfunctioning, batteries draining, and an overwhelming sense of dread. One chilling rule exists when visiting Robert. You must ask his permission before taking a photo. If you don't, he will curse you. Proof? Hundreds of apology letters sent to the museum from people who mocked him, only to experience car crashes, broken relationships, sickness, and financial ruin. "Robert, I'm sorry. Please forgive me." These are the final words many write, begging for the curse to end. So, what do you believe? Is Robert just a doll, or is he truly cursed? Would you dare visit him? And if you did, would you ask permission before taking a picture? Let us know in the comments. If you love haunted history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.